Welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up in this episode, we have 6 stories from the world of Rugby League that I feel you should know about. So we begin today by explaining what day it is. Well, it's Tuesday, and I've not done this for a couple of weeks. It's 6 Story Tuesday, as I bring you news that you should know from the Rugby League world. And we're going to start today in New Zealand. Reports in New Zealand and Australia is that Warriors star Josh Curran is under investigation following an incident at Port Macquarie nightclub, which has been reported to the NRL Integrity Unit. It was reported that the incident took place early last Monday morning, just hours after the grand final, where Penrith beat the Parramatta Eels 28 points to 12. New Zealand Warriors Chief Executive Cameron George confirmed on Tuesday that the club was aware of the matter and reported it to the NRL Integrity Unit. The club went on to state in their statement on their website. Vodafone Warriors CEO Cameron Josh has confirmed knowledge of an alleged incident involving forward Josh Curran at a licensed premises over the weekend in Port Macquarie in New South Wales. The club wishes to advise that the incident has been reported to the NRL Integrity Unit and now awaits any further information from the NRL investigation. The club will make no further comments on this matter. New South Wales Police told Australian Associated Press on Tuesday they were investigating the incident where a 16-year-old boy was allegedly assaulted. Officers from Mid-North Coast Police District commenced inquiries after reports a teenager was assaulted at a nightclub on William Street, Port Macquarie, about 3 AM on Sunday, the 2nd of October 2022. A police spokesman told the AAP. The teenage boy received facial injuries as a result of the alleged incident. Investigation into this incident are continuing. As part of their inquiries, investigators are interviewing numerous witnesses and reviewing CCTV from the nightclubs and surroundings. Current season ended on September the 25th. When he came off the bench for the Australian Prime Minister's 13 in the 64 points to 14 win over Papua New Guinea at Suncorp Stadium. He's a 3-time Indigenous All-Star representative and inked a new contract with the Warriors in February to remain at the Auckland-based club until the end of 2024. After a breakout 2021, where he was consistently one of the Warriors' best, Curran, who is 23 years old, was unable to reach the same heights during an injury-plagued year in 2022, which meant that he'd often start from the bench. It's good news for St George Illawarra fans, as their halfback Ben Hunt has signed a new extension to his contract, keeping him at the club for the foreseeable future. The halfback has had a stellar 2022 as he was pivotal to the victory of the Maroons to seal the State of Origin in 2022 as well, with a bit of magic where he bravely charged down a Nathan Cleary chip kick and managed to hold on to the intercept before sprinting 70 metres to the try line, scoring the deciding try. Since that magic day, it hasn't been plain sailing for St George as they missed out on the playoffs, but now Hunt has decided to commit to the Dragons for the next 2 years. He signed on for the 2-year contract after the 2-time Dragons medal winner extension comes off on the eve of his departure to the UK ahead of Australia's Rugby League World Cup campaign. "It's a pleasing day for my family and I," Hunt said. "I'm very happy we were able to come to an agreement, as I've always wanted to stay with the Dragons. I'm excited by the direction the club is heading, and I'm very much looking forward to playing a part in the Dragons' journey in the coming years. This is the plus point at the end of the season for the Dragons, as Hunt has been critical of his teammates due to their, how shall we say, avoidance of a club get-together. The Dragons captain said that when his teammates did not turn up to a club's awards night, and the absence was, as he described, as disrespectful. Hunt, Zach Lomax, Michael Mello were only 3 of the players who attended the presentation night, with 27 of his fellow team members absent. A poor showing after his team finished just 2 wins outside the top 8 in 10th place. He expressed his sadness about the abysmal turnout by saying, "It's a bit disappointment in a way." He noted many players had come to him with valid reasons for missing the night out. However, reports soon emerged that several players were still in Sydney on a night of the presentation, an act that didn't sit well with the 32-year-old. Hunt continued, "I did hear thereafter that there was a couple of guys that were in Sydney, and I think that was pretty disrespectful. You're part of the club. You've worked hard all year playing for them. You should come and celebrate the year." Now that the awards night is free and clear, even though he's on his way to the UK with Australia, his mind seems to be set on looking to sort out the drift that is in the dressing room at this moment in time. And Hunt added, "Yeah, I'd like to have a chat with some of them." Now let's come back to the controversy that RFL CEO Ralph Rimmer had brought upon himself and the sport with disparaging comments that he aimed directly at the Fijian national team. On the 26th of November, the RFL Awards ceremony for the Championship Player and League One Player of the Year and all the other awards that came with that night was hosted by Rimmer, and he was giving a speech on the game and giving his all to be a good host, a funny host, and that made him catch the ire of the Fijians, as he went out and said a disparaging comment about the Fijian national side, which we don't know what the foundation was around. As he was giving his speech, he said about Fiji have already arrived. We don't think anyone has been arrested yet, do we? No, we're all right. So, we are going pretty well then. Since then, there have been calls from the rugby league community to have Ralph Rimmer, who was leaving the position in December, to be removed prior to that, so that the integrity of the sport, in some cases thoughts going towards that, may be improved, as it's said that new partners IMG are not best pleased with the Rimmer comments. According to the RFL, a review was led by RFL Chair Simon Johnson into the conduct of Ralph Rimmer towards the Fijian side and see what disciplinary action may be warranted towards the actions. On the same day that the England versus Fiji game was played, this statement came out from the RFL. As previously confirmed by the RFL, following the receipt of a complaint in relation to comments made by CEO Ralph Rimmer at the Championship and League One Awards dinner on September the 26th, relevant procedures have been followed under Directors' Code of Conduct, led by RFL Chair Simon Johnson. The Chair has now submitted a 21-page report to the RFL Board and to Ralph Rimmer. The procedures involved the gathering of information and opinion from 3 independent experts, in addition to the number of attendees at the dinner, and a statement from Ralph Rimmer. Views from the the Fijian Rugby League, and their World Cup travelling party were also sought. The reports concluded the language fell within the wide definition of unacceptable languages as defined by the RFL's operational rules, and therefore could be considered to be a breach of conduct. However, it noted that the comment was taken within the context of a wider discussion of the World Cup, that any insult of the Fijian national team or of some people from Fiji or of Fijian origin or heritage was unintended, and that the Fijian national team, the Federation, and the Confederation have accepted Ralph Rimmer's apology for the comments. Noting the agreement of all consulted that there was no intent in the use of unacceptable language, that a fulsome apology was issued and accepted, and taken into account relevant and applicable precedent from other sports and previous RFL compliance investigations, the decision of the chair is that no formal disciplinary action is appropriate. The matter will be dealt with through education to conduct during the 3 months before Ralph Rimmer's previously announced departure from the RFL at the end of the year. Yes, I read that and I laughed. My personal opinion, he got away with one. Well, news came out on the 6th of October that Yorkshire-based sportswear manufacturer Elite Pro Sports had suffered a major blow following the robbery of rugby league merchandise from a lorry transporting the latest Oxen kit and training range for 4 Yorkshire clubs to their warehouse in Doncaster. The 4 clubs that were hit were Castleford Tigers, Huddersfield Giants, Hull KR and Leeds Rhinos due to this shortfall in merchandise due to the robbery. England Rugby League merchandise is also provided by Oxen and Elite Pro Sports, but there has been no information whether they have been hit either. Elite Pro Sports announced that the robbery took place in the early hours of Thursday the 6th of October, where thieves broke into the back of a lorry transporting the goods and stole a significant quantity of merchandise, including some replica shirts and training wear for all 4 clubs ahead of the 2023 season. Commenting on the news, Chief Executive Lee Jenkinson said, "This is devastating news. As with all local business in the current climate, it is tough trading. It's a tough trading environment, and things like this are a real blow. As with most manufacturers of clothing, our production time is months rather than weeks, and it will be a challenge to get some of the items back in stock before Christmas. Replica shirts are the most popular items, especially for younger fans ahead of Christmas, and whilst we will do everything we can to make sure no one is disappointed, Calisat like this is a hit we could do without. We know that our clubs rely heavily on retail sales prior to Christmas, and we will be working closely with them to ensure this is as minimal as possible. The goods which have been stolen are new designs and not yet on the market. Therefore, we will be quickly identifying anyone looking to sell these items on." The key pieces of Dolphins' inaugural NRL season and squad are falling into place, with the former North Queensland outside back Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow signing a 2-year deal with the newest franchise in NRL. The 21-year-old, known as the Hammer, is set to play fullback for the Dolphins after coming mostly off the bench for the Cowboys this year due to a stellar form of regular custodian Scott Drinkwater. Tabuai-Fidow showcased his versatility when he made his State of Origin debut for Queensland in 2021, where he played centre and scored a try in the 20-18 victory. He will give Dolphins coach Wayne Bennett more options to play him anywhere in the outside backs, but the Cairns-born Flyer has expressed a desire to play fullback, which is where the Redcliffe-based club was a perfect fit for Fidow. At such a young age of just recently turned 21, he has 50 NRL matches under his belt to add to representative appearances for the Maroons and also the Indigenous All-Stars team during his career. Dolphins chief executive Terry Reader said gaining the signature of Tabuai-Fidow was a huge bonus for the club. Hamiso signing is hugely significant to our roster and adds a new dynamic to our team for the 2023 season, said Reader. The Dolphins have been on the lookout for a real game breaker, and there is no doubt he's just that. He is electric with the ball in his hands, and you can see him becoming a cult figure with our fans. Hamiso is young, but already has 50 games of experience in the NRL, is a State of Origin player, and he's about to become an international with Samoa at the World Cup. We are very excited about what Hamiso will do in a Dolphins jersey. And finally, the last part of the episode, as after months of intense speculation, Cameron Munster confirmed he will remain a one-club man, and suffice to say, it's his freaking the fans out at the Storm. Thursday evening, the Daily M58 of the year announced that he will remain part of the Melbourne Storm spine, extending his contract until 2027. When the news broke, the die-hard Purple fans, Next Generation fans and Rugby League community rallied together to celebrate the signing. For some, the news seems to be too good to be true, with one fan commenting, "Damn near cried when I got the news last night." With rumours circulating weekly about the 28-year-old's future, the Rugby League community sat divided on where the Origin star was headed. With a young family, returning to Queensland seemed a sensible choice to some, while others felt the purple jersey was just the only way forward for Munster. But with all that being said, Munster has revealed a conversation with his mum helped convince him stay and change his mind about joining the Dolphins and extend the stay in Melbourne. Munster's 4-year deal was announced with the Storm as the Australian team boarded their flight to the World Cup, issued an apology upon his arrival in Australia for not advising head coach Wayne Bennett of his decision not to go with the Dolphins. However, it turned out Munster did not want the contract negotiations to detract from becoming a World Cup participant, and a late change of heart after speaking with his mum Deborah and Melbourne chairman Matt Titt sent it the purple side's way. Wayne Bennett vented his fury at Munster for not contacting him to advise him of his decision before the announcement was made public, and the 28-year-old admitted that he owed the perceived super coach an apology. It is disappointing. I have a really good relationship with Wayne, and I don't know if I've made it any worse, but I can understand his frustrations and know where he's coming from, Munster said. However, he said he wanted to repay the Storm for signing him as a 19-year-old in 2014, standing by him after an off-the-field incident at the end of the 2021 season that resulted him in agreeing to a 12-month alcohol ban. If anyone knows me, I'm very undecided at lot of the time. So one minute I was gone, the next I was staying. Munster said, I just kept going back and forward, and it was a very stressful moment. To be honest, I was done. I was gone. But I was lucky enough to speak to Trippy one more time, and I spoke to my mum. And we thought the best thing for myself and for my family was to stay in Melbourne. She reminded me that I said when I was going down to Melbourne that I loved it there, loved it that much there, that I wanted to be a one club player. And that was something I had mentioned. That was the one thing that got me over the line. Obviously, my mum telling me that. She said to do whatever's the best for the family. But she also said that there were the first club to give me an opportunity, and I wanted to repay the faith to Trippy and the club for what they did for me the last year. I think Melbourne Storm owe Deborah Munster a 5% signing on fee for convincing her son to stay with the club. He's going to be a success with them, no doubt. Craig Bellamy have got them humming, and he is a pivotal part of that. So, do you think it's a good move, or do you think it's missing out on a couple of things? Anyway, comments, like, subscribe, you know the usual jargon. I'll leave you with that. And that's it for another episode of Held Dominance. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below. 6 new stories, 6 stories for you. Tell me what caught your eye, what was a bit meh, and what was okay. Thank you for that. Comment section is open for business. Please enter your thoughts there. I'll respond to them as soon as I can. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I will now end the episode by wishing you again all the best. So please stay safe. I'll see you in the next episode.